Alrighty guys, enough sitting around in Mount Isa. Let's go on a road trip. A little day trip. What do you reckon? Starting here in Mount Isa, we're going to make our way east. Quite some distance today, quite a lot of driving to cover. About 600 k's as you can see on the screen. But that's alright, there's nothing that Truckosaurus can't handle. It is all blacktop, so there's no need to worry about corrugations or anything like that. But if two destinations on our list today before we turn around and come back to Isa. So without further ado, let's get into it. Well folks, Tidborough Station on the way out to Cloncurry in between Mount Isa. Come across this lake. The station's opened it up to campers and caravanners. Glorious spot here. Look at this guy down here at the front, just sunning himself. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. Oh, he knows I'm here now. I don't want to scare him off. You're right, mate. Absolutely glorious. Stunning day here today. Not a cloud in the sky. That is supposed to change over the next few days with the wet season about to break. Perfect. Perfect spot. Some of you may recall a famous Australian movie set out this way, this part of the world, in croc-infested territory, which we're now in. Some of you may not know what on earth I'm talking about. So to avoid copyright infringement on YouTube, I'll recreate the scene. This Australian lad from the bush had gone to New York with his little lady friend that he met while he was working, and she came out and did a tour and a little story about Australia. And they, of course, fell in love and that kind of thing, And so he trounces back to America with her to go meet everybody and, all that kind of thing. And they're out one evening, this guy and this girl, walking the streets of New York, just, minding their own business. I think from memory in the movie, they'd just gone to dinner. And they were now walking back to the hotel or wherever it was. I can't quite remember the exact scenario of how they got to this particular spot. But anyway, they're walking along, minding their own business and talking about how lovely the night was and so on and so on. And a group of men approach them, young guys, and they're up to no good, and they want old mate's wallet. And now old mate isn't having a bar of this. He's like, no, mate, you don't want my wallet. And anyway, these young lads then pull out a knife. Now, in a lot of situations, most people would be like, all right, no worries, here's my wallet. Have a good night, don't stab me. Nah, not our mate from Australia, that's not how we do it down here. So the bloke sees the guy's knife, looks at it, does a cheeky little kind of grin and a laugh, a smirk. And then his lady friend says,
he has a knife. You have to give him everything. You have to give him your wallet and your watch and so on. An old mate from Australia goes, nah, that's not a knife. This is a knife. Anyway, the kids run off. The lady friend is a little shocked. Now, the reason I got that knife, and the movie I'm referring to obviously is Crocodile Dundee. And if you haven't seen it, you got to check it out, guys. It's an unbelievable clip, unbelievable movie. So the reason I got that knife, the reason I recreated that scene is because I've just left Mount Isa and I'm trying to get to the Gulf, show you guys around up there, have a look, check it out, all that kind of thing, before I start to head back towards home. Now, with the car playing up over the last few days and being held up in Isa for a couple of days, it's kind of thrown the whole trip out. So what we're going to do today is not far from Mount Isa, about 2.5, 3 hours from Mount Isa, is one of the most famous pubs in the country, the Walkabout Creek Hotel. A lot of people think it's in the Northern Territory because the movie is sort of based in Northern Territory. That's how they sort of portray the movie. However, the bar, the pub, where Never Never tours are, one of the essential parts of the entire film to piece the whole story together, is actually here in a little town or region called McKinlay, which is not far from Cloncurry, sort of between Cloncurry and Winton in Outback Queensland. And we're going to go there today. We're going to go check it out. So apparently the pub still looks like the movie set, so that'll be great if it does. And we'll go check it out, have a schooner in the pub and see what's out there. So, because today was sort of a nothing day really for me in Mount Isa. The car seems to have come good, touch wood, and so today is almost like a wasted day. So if I don't fill it with something, I'm not achieving anything. So we're going to head out there, head out to the Walkabout Creek Hotel, check it out, say good day to a few punters out there, have a schooner in the pub, and be a part of Australian film history. Go check it out. So folks, this is McKinlay, where Crocodile Dundee was shot, the famous hotel, Walkabout Creek Hotel. Just thought I'd do a drive through town and just show you that if you blink, you miss this town. See a road train there, just waiting for me to pass through so we can pull out. He's trying not to come to a stop because he's got so many gears to go through. And this is it, guys. This is the town. A couple of buildings on the right hand side, a few on the left, not many, probably about 10 to 15 at most. And of course, the famous pub. Petrol station, an old house on the right, and that's it. Thanks for visiting.
Here it is, the famous Walkabout Creek Hotel. The original car from the movie is still out here, out the front. And the original fence posting and the layout of the front area of the pub is still the same, with the addition of more currently popular branded beers on the facade, of course. And the crocodile, yep, he's still on the roof. This here is the original set of the Never Never Safari Tours office, complete with the seats and pool table. The walls now are full of movie memorabilia and photos of the time the film crew and cast were here. I'd highly recommend taking some time out and having a look around on the walls. There's some great images and shots of the time when the movie was made. The publican does ask for a donation to the Royal Flying Doctor Service if you want to take any photos or videos of the place, which, you know, I tend to think that's pretty fair, considering how famous the place is from the movie, and you would pay for any other tourist attraction anywhere else in the world anyway, and at least you know your money is going to a good cause, the Royal Flying Doctor Service. You can camp here if you wish. It's about $12 a night, powered sites, and there's a laundry and toilet facilities there as well. So there you have it. Crocodile Dundee's Walkabout Creek Hotel. Come and check it out.
So that was Walkabout Creek Hotel, folks. It really felt like you were back on the movie set. It felt like you were really there. The bar is still the same. The Never Never Safari area is still the same. The sign on the wall, big Walkabout Creek at the top of the bar, that's all still there. Absolutely fantastic. You just feel like you were really there in the movie, on the set, where the knife comes flying in, where the guys were sitting in that scene. He drags in the fake crocodile. Fantastic. The owner's there, absolutely amazing. Very, very friendly. I actually got there on closing time. They stayed open. It was great. So big shout out to the Walkabout Creek Hotel, and somewhere I think everybody who loves that movie really should check out, because it is just how it is in the film. And you walk in and, like I said, you're just sort of a little bit awed by it all. And the front looks fantastic. The sign at the top, the crocodile on the roof, the fence post around the front and the side. The only thing that's not there anymore is the Never Never Safari bus that they used to have. If you watch the film, you know what I'm talking about. It used to be parked out the front, and it had canvas sides and that sort of thing. Apparently they had it there up until about 6 to 12 months ago, and they got rid of it because it was just becoming too dilapidated, which is fair enough, you know. Anyway, the road that it's on, and the road I'm on right now, is known as the Matilda Way. Now, there's a reason it's known as the Matilda Way. There's a very famous poem and song called Waltzing Matilda. And just down the road here is where old Banjo Patterson, the guy who wrote that song, and many other poems, is thought to have, you know, put the song together as such. So it's called the Blue Heeler Hotel. And I'm on my way there now. It's about 70 clicks away from the Walkabout Creek Hotel. Gonna go in, check it out, have a look around. Now, they reckon it's where two shearers, were having an argument. And I don't know the full story, but two shearers were having an argument. Banjo was there, and somehow it didn't turn into a fight, and somehow Banjo was involved. Like I said, very vague on the details, but we'll go check it out. We'll have a look. I could be completely wrong, who knows? That could be just something someone made up. But let's go have a look. We'll check it out. Another piece of Australian history, and Waltzing Matilda, a lot of people think that should be the anthem. I don't know about that. I just think it's a great classic Australian folk song. So let's go have a look.
Now, the drives may seem long, guys, between towns, but the water holes at the end always make it worth it. As soon as you get into Kynuna, you'll meet these guys, straight up. The Brolgers of the town. There's a bunch of them. Super friendly, used to having people around, and the locals look after them really well. So make sure you say g'day when you see them. They'll definitely come up and say hello to you if you don't go say g'day to them. Very friendly mob. And here it is, the Blue Heeler Hotel. Made famous by Waltzing Matilda, being performed here for the first time. Here's the inside, the main bar area. For a donation to Royal Flying Doctor Service, just like Walkabout Creek Hotel, you can grab a pen and leave your mark on the wall and let everyone know you've been here. Now, pause here for the detailed description of the first performance of Waltzing Matilda. Obviously, Banjo wrote and performed the song, but the very first time it was performed was right here. Now, it's about the shearers' strike, and the swagman and the shearer, the last two that were about to go shoot each other, and all that sort of thing. They decided to have a beer in this pub instead. This fireplace, known as the Black Fireplace, was built by R.M. Williams, the famous boot maker. So make sure you come and check that out as well. There's so much history in this one little pub in this small little town, guys. It's absolutely unbelievable. So get it on your list and come check it out.
Well, there you go, folks. Just driving out of Kynuna now, heading back to Mount Isa. Unbelievable amount of history in that pub, guys. Banjo Patterson obviously hanging out there, performing Waltzing Matilda for the first time. I kind of got it wrong before, apologies about that. Great story though, and a unique part of Australia's history. A lot that people don't know. So hopefully this can inspire some people to get out here and check it out and spread the word of these places, which is all what we want to do. So much history in this country, guys, both European and Indigenous. So you've got to get out here and explore it. Got about a 3-hour drive back to Mount Isa now. The shadows are getting long, so a bit of a hightail trip back to Mount Isa. Should get in about 8 p.m. So I've got to keep eye out for roos and cattle and things on the road as sun sets. That's their peak time for feeding. So they're usually pretty active around then, jumping around, carrying on.
Beware of those car-eating cows, guys. They'll get you. Like I said, everything kills you here in Australia.
Get in for what will end up being a late dinner. Get up early tomorrow and we'll make another push for another destination. Alright guys, see you soon. Always keep an eye out guys, you never know when you might see some camels. Just hanging out, midday sun. Got a big boy here coming up, having a munch on the tree. Big fella, that one. Camels are all over the country here in incredible numbers. So you never know when you'll see one. There's plenty around.
Alrighty guys, it's crunch time. I can't put it off any longer. I need to make a decision on where I'm going next. Make sure you subscribe and like and all that kind of thing. And in the next episode, all will be revealed. Make sure you like the Facebook and Instagram pages and stay tuned for the next episode.